Author note, chapter polishing. So as you know how at the beginning, they were all playing volleyball in Truth or Dare. I decided to add on a lighter version of that. Where Ochako is actually present and Izuocha can be cute together. The next day at school. A fresh morning for the students of Class 1A. All the students waited for their sensei. Having their own conversations in their own little groups. So how was your date with Midoriya? Everything you expected it to be. Mina Ishido being the gossip girl she was. Leaned over Ochako's desk. She was dying to know more deets about the date. A huge smile appeared on the brunette's face. At the mention of his name, Ochako's pink cheeks reddened. It's not that she was flustered. Ochako surpassed that area since her and Deku had these development conversations. Which made her even sincere. About her role in their relationship. Ishido being Ishido stirred up the pot. Ochako read through her words and dazed. Oh, it was more than that, Mina. I felt like I was in a never-ending dream. I didn't want to wake up from. You guys were right, I had nothing to worry about. Someone tapped her shoulder. She glanced their way, hoping it might have been certain Green. To her surprise was no other than her best friend. Hey girl, I just wanted to say I'm proud of you. See, everything worked itself out. Oh Sue. They hugged it out. She felt somebody put their hands over her, gently hugging her. Instantly she recognized that feeling and looked up to meet his eyes. Morning, Ochako. Just wanted to check in before class. Okay, you've seen me, so bye. She giggled sarcastically, waving him away. Izuku furrowed his eyes, chuckling. Playing hard to get, are we? That's fine. May I at least have a good morning kiss? You read my mind. Ochako glared up to meet his face again. The back of her head up against his chest. Their lips brushed on each other. Get a freaking room. Bakugo called out, distracting the couple. Oh Bakugo, you wouldn't even know what love was if it hit you with a brick. Ignore him, carry on. Hagakure cheered on. It's not like I need it. He growled, picking up the textbook. You go girl. I'm so proud of you. Mina clapped her hands as Midoriya headed to his assigned seat. Kaminari and Kirishima both gave him thumbs up. So how plus ultra did you go, huh? Mineta asked with an eyebrow up that made Izuku really uncomfortable. Mineta, stop it before I get mad. Izuku shivered on disgust at the grade. Story continues below. Before taking out his notebook, laying it on the desk, Aizawa entered the room. The class was still talking among themselves. The bell rang, class started. Save the chatter for later. His eyes blood red and hair was floating. Sorry, sensei. All of Class A responds at once, settling down, giving their teacher the respect. Thank you. I know all of you have been working really hard. I also know that these past few days have been challenging. Still, I'm proud of all of you. Hence why today's class is a free day. Do whatever you please as long as it's legal. He says the last part at Mineta. Why is it always me? The grape slumped on his desk. That's it, you're all dismissed. The class went out in an orderly line. Class A got back to the common room and all changed into regular clothes. Izuku Midoriya sat on the couch waiting for a certain brunette. When he saw her, his face lightened up with a big smile. Deku. Ochako, hey. were the only words they got out before melting in each other's arms. He tucked his head on her shoulder. They stayed like that for a while, giving each other that look about to got in for a kiss. When Mina Ishido entered the room, everyone listen up. Who's up for a day at the beach? Mina Ishido shouted out in the open. I'm in. We never had a beach day as a class before. Suyu wondered out loud. I agree. We could be strengthening our bounds as a class even on our day off. What do you class representative? Yayorizu added on and questions the spiked blue. She held his arm. I think it's a great idea, let's say we all get changed and meet up at 12. Don't you think it's kind of to forward? After what happened on the island. Bakugo asked out loud as silence filled the room. Kachan, you didn't have to word it like that. Izuku comforted Ochako, holding her close. It's okay, Deku. You don't have to worry about me, I already forgot everything. Being here with you, all of you, I think a beach day is a great idea. She smiled proud, leaning against Izuku's chest. Okay, it's settled then. Please be there at the 10 minutes before. Ida strictly spoke, gesturing his hands. All the boys get their minutes before 12. Still waiting on the girls. Ida paced back and forth, shaking his head. Does a proper meaning time mean nothing to you people? He mumbled to himself. Suddenly he was hugged from behind on top of his neck. Story continues below. Surprised, he turned around and smiled to Momo Yayorizu. Don't be mad, we kind of picked up food on the way. He sighed and brushed her cheek. Seeing her brought his mind at ease, bringing a smile to his face. She fixed his glasses that were slipping off. It's all good. No worries. Here, I laid out a blanket for you to sit on, come with me. The creation girl looked around to see Todoroki and Midoriya setting up a volleyball. She gripped his wrist, they go in their direction. Actually, I have a better idea. Kirishima and Bakugo were arguing. Kaminari was trying to break them up. Mina, Jiro, Suyu and Ochako approached them. Ah, so the princesses finally arrived. Bakugo mocked and gagged, with a smirk on his face as he sat by himself. Don't mind him. He's probably just upset I dragged him along. Didn't want him to miss out on this. I'm completely fine, Broomhead. Bakugo replied back, hands on his ears. Mina's eyes lightened up. She kissed him on the cheek. You're such a good friend. I'm sure he appreciates it. I have an idea. She whispered in his ear. Got it later, guys, we are on a mission. They go where Bakugo was a plant up their sleeve. Then, there was one guy who's completely clueless. Jiro laughed and held his arm. Sometimes, maybe I can change that. Charge Bolt, calling him by his hero name, brought a ring to Kaminari's ears. He interlocked their hands. They went their separate ways. Ochako and Suyu leave the two. The girls spotted their friends. There's Deku and Momo. Let's go. Ochako pulled on her best friend's arm when a certain grape approached them. Looking good, ladies. He winked. Ochako covered herself up and bit her bottom lip. Ah, yeah, I'll just be going to my boyfriend now. She awkwardly walked away. Froppy used her tongue, slapping him onto the sand. Oh boy, I better keep my eye on you. She sighed. Momo and Ida were practicing on the net. Izuku watched from the side. Someone nudged me in my arm. I glanced to my side and see Ochako. My face beamed. As I studied her, I felt the redness widen inside of me. She looked good, more than good. I wanted to tell her that. Obviously my words got stuck again. When brown big eyes found mine it calmed me down. Ochako. Hey, you look piri I mean jigu no I mean nice really nice. This is embarrassing. I giggled and held his hand. I could tell he was flustered and didn't know what to do still it's cute he's brave enough to admit it my thoughts get lost when his emerald green eyes filled mine. Like we always do. Story continues below. Thank you. You look great too. She sat on the beach blanket in front of her, sliding on her sunglasses. Why wear a bathing suit if you're not even going to swim? He questioned out of curiosity. Ochako lifted her glasses down. Girls just like to be in style deku. Get on with the program. Hee hee. I don't know how to swim. She reasoned out continuing to watch her classmates. He smirked. I can teach you. He face widened. What? What are you? No wait. Ah. The sneaky boy grabbed her bridal style. Her dropped her in the water. She coughed and laughed and stood up falling down instead sighing. Izuku Midoriya are so dead. I'm going to get you for that. He splashed her in the face. She covered her face and slipped again. Oh yeah, why don't you come over here then and show me? Ochako uraraka I'm waiting. He stretched and pretended to yawn. Ochako slipped again on her leg. This time purposely to get his attention. You unbelievable dork. I'll get you in a sec. Woo. Ow. Deku my leg it hurts. Ochako. I'm coming. Izuku's face widened unsettled. Did he go too far? Izuku dashed to her side and helped her up. No she's fine it was all part of her evil plan. Ochako smiled and took him down with her. You're going to regret that. He held her from behind and spun her around. The two enjoyed each other's company. They both studied each other's details. Hey, so do you want to go for a walk on the beach? There is this mysterious boat tour with a walkway. I read about it online. Would you go with me Ochako? Seriously Izuku. Gosh, I'm such a nerd. Izuku exhaled and hit the top of his head. Ochako pulled his hands into hers. Smiling the sun shined on her rosy cheeks. Deku, you never have to be ashamed of your nerdy side with me you're my safe place and I am yours. Ooh, mystery, boat. Sure, a bit creepy but you're with me so I don't have anything to worry about. They clasped hands and set out on their adventure. With the others, let's go Ida. Momo cheered on they were measuring up the winner. Recipro burst, landing your way Todoroki. Todoroki missed the ball flying past him. You guys win. Nice work. The ball moved all the way toward Mineta and Asui. Story continues below. Mineta watch out. The green-haired frog catched it with her tongue. That was a close one. Mineta was shook out of his boots. Kirishima, get me out of here. Before I freaking murder you both. Bakugo ordered pissed off. By Kirishima and Ishido buried him in the sand. Without him realizing their trapped plan. Huh, let me think about it nope. Kirishima teased. That's payback for labeling us as princesses. We are heroes thank you very much. Ishido bowed and stuck her tongue out. Jiro and Kaminari joined the fun. PFF'd. I gotta get this in video. Jiro took out her phone and started filming. I swear when I get out of here, you're all dead. Momo, Ida and Todoroki met up with them. My. What do we have here? A Bakugo sand man. The black-haired girl giggled. As much as I would disagree on this, this is probably the most funniest thing I've seen all day. Ida chuckled. I don't know. I kind of like him better that way. Todoroki shrugged and smiled. Shut your mouths, you extras. They all continued to laugh. Asui joined with a tied-up Mineta. Don't forget us. Oh Bakugo. You look so calm in that state, it kind of suits you. Ribbit. He rolled his eyes, closing them, ignoring them all. Uraraka and Midoriya have been kind of quiet. I wonder they are up to. Ishido thought. Don't think about it too much. Let them enjoy. Kirishima assured her, his arm around her. Yeah, they'll be back before we know it. Kaminari agreed, adding more sand to Bakugo's head. Back with the two lovers. So tell me more about this ship we're seeing, Deku. Ochako brought up. The wind blew against her hair. She rested her head on Izuku, holding his arm. They continued to walk. Against them the faintly waves crashed onto the shore. It's called the Tumaki, named after the man Kuichi Tumaki, who was the captain of this boat. On the day it was shipwrecked, their destination was a small city in the outskirts of North Japan. But they never made it. The boat landed on this beach. Tumaki died in that boat. Visitors say his spirit still hunts the ship to those who visit. Other paranormal sightings might be spotted as well from the guests who checked into the cabin. The brunette felt a shiver down her spine. She squeezed his hand for comfort. He put a comforting arm around her. Interesting. He smirked. I know what you're thinking, and the answer is no, I'm not scared, so don't even try. This was your idea. Ochako stuck her tongue out. I didn't say anything. She held onto him tighter. You don't have to, it's the expression on your face. Ooh. I see it. Come on, let's snap a pic or two and get into close. There it was, the famous Tamaki ship. It's so breathtaking. Izuku took Ochako's phone and snapped a few pictures. She did the same, and they take one together. Izuku stared at the boat with stars in his eyes. It's so amazing. Hey kids, what are you doing? This is private property. Do I need to call the police? A middle-aged man approached the two students. Blue hat and sunglasses covered his face. Startled, the couple glanced at each other. Just then Izuku recognized his voice. Could it be? No, maybe he's just in denial. He felt the tension of anger in his body. Ochako held his shoulders. No need. Sorry to bother you, sir. We were just leaving. Let's go, Deku. What's wrong? She took his hand. The green is unmoved, almost like he was traumatized or in a trance. The man tossed his shades to revel his one dark blue eye. That could give you creeps. If you'd stare long enough. Deku. That sounds so familiar. No way. It's you. That loser of a successor. We meet again. Izuku Midoriya. The middle-aged man smirked, getting closer. Izuku jumped in front of Ochako. In protection mode, powering up one for all. Haruto Yanagi. And, hey guys, another chapter upload for you. Thanks you so much for reading. We are at 14K. What? It wouldn't be possible without all of you. Thanks for your patience, votes, and lovey comments. They make my days. Until next time, my loves.